Hello dolly lovers, this is Gypsy and I'm here to show you some more of my dolls. This is Tamiko. This doll is an Asian sculpt. Obviously you can tell by her eyes, very dramatic, and by her other features, the high cheekbones and all that. She's advertised as 46 inches in height, and you can see here she's standing on the couch. That's how tall she is standing up. Now, can you guys see that? Okay, so that's her standing up. She's got really long hair. Her hair is, it seems to look much darker on the screen than it actually is, but it's not black, it's very deep brown, and in person you can clearly see that it's a brown toned color. It's like, that's what color hair and eyes she's got. If you look at her eyes, she actually has very dark paint lining the inside of her eyelids. Can you see? And that helps to give her the more dramatically almond-shaped effect that she has when you're looking at her from a reasonable distance. Anyway, so here her ears are pierced, and she did not come with pierced ears. I did that myself. I pierced all my dolls' ears so that all my dolls you'll see with earrings on. The clothes that she's wearing is not what she came in. She is wearing actual children's clothes. The size that she is wearing right now is a 4T in the shirt and probably a 3T in the bottoms. This height, 46 inches, 5T, it would have to run small in order to fit the doll properly because this is my opinion, but for females, I feel like the tighter the clothes fit, the better it looks on them. And she's about the same height as my son, who is almost 8 years old. She has really pudgy lips and a very distinct nose. You can see how she looks from the side. And her cheekbones are pretty high. She's like really cute in person. Like, I bought her based on the pictures because I wanted an Asian doll in my collection, of course. But in person, she's way better looking than she shows up in any picture or even here on the camera. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but she has like a very, very realistic effect when you see her in person. And her cheeks are like real slightly blushed with kind of a pinkish, reddish kind of color. Her skin color is like a tanned yellow. I don't know, they just did a really good job on this doll, and I'm very pleased with her look. And I think she adds a lot of flavor to my collection. She's got joints in all of her limbs. So here are her leg joints or her knees. And then see up here, you can see here in her hips, so she can bend her knees and sit down. Elbows bend, her arms bend at the shoulders, and then her head is articulated, which means not only can it move side to side, but you can move it in almost any direction, up or down, like this. You know, tilt it so you can get a lot of different poses. Advertised price for this doll on the website originally was $275. I don't like to wait the 3 months to order my dolls ahead of time. I'm so impatient and I can't stand it. So even though I want the dolls, what I'll do is I'll wait until they're already released. Then I will look for a shop now option to buy the doll and basically go through one of their retailers to buy the dolls. And that's what I did with all of these dolls that are in my collection. I can't guarantee that I paid $275 total for this doll when I purchased it. It might have been more, it might have been less. I'm not really sure, but I'm telling you the price because anybody who's interested in buying these dolls, I want you to have a clear understanding of the going rate for the doll, so that if you do buy it, maybe secondhand off of someone who needs to downsize or whatever, you kind of have an idea of what's a decent price for these dolls in the condition that you're buying it in. So would I buy a masterpiece doll secondhand? Yes, I would. You probably would get a much better value for the doll, and even if people have played with them, most of us doll collectors are very, very gentle with our dolls. I was so careful when I pierced her not to scratch or do a really horrible botched job because we love our dolls. So doll collectors are usually very, very good at keeping great care of their dolls, and you probably would be getting something as close to the new version of that doll if you bought it secondhand. You know, you couldn't get it on the market anymore. The retailers had sold out. These dolls are a very limited edition, 350 pieces each. And, you know, for instance, this doll, I lucked out. I was able to get her, but now when I go on the same website where I had bought her from, I don't see the ads for her anymore. So I think they sold out, and I don't know what other sites still carry this doll. So yeah, if I could find the dolls that I had missed out on secondhand, I definitely would. So, but this is the length of her hair. Comes down way past her shoulders, and the longest point of her hair, I suppose, is, oh, there it goes. It's like halfway down her back, like where my hand is. Like, here's her elbow. Let me bend it so you can see. There's her elbow line right here. So this hair actually comes down a little past her elbows, and it's really long. It's very smooth and silky kind of feeling. So it's easy to brush and detangle. It doesn't tangle that much. Well, all of the doll's hair shed, so I'm not gonna say it doesn't shed. That's a lie. But it's minimal. The shedding isn't bad. Try not to brush their hair with your brushes or brushes that people use in their hair. It's better to just get a wig brush for the dolls or a loop brush and brush their hair with that, and don't put it through human hair because the natural oils in human hair will, you know, pick up in the brush, and then you'll transfer it onto the doll's hair, and synthetic hair and oils really don't mix well. If you're looking for hair care instructions for the dolls, I can always give you guys some, whatever specific information you want to know. Comment and I will try to answer those or make a video about that. So yeah, so the reason why her hair has this slight curvature to it is because here in the front of her head, like this much of her hair in the front, when I first bought the doll, she came with two big knots, like two big buns right here on the sides of her hair. I'll show you guys a picture of that so you can see what I mean. And of course, because I love to undress and unravel their hair and, you know, really like customize and personalize my dolls, I took down her hair, and of course the fact that it was in braids and a bun left this pattern in her hair, so that's why you see that little wave right there. But the rest of her hair is actually like bone straight. It's like really straight until you get to the ends, and then there's a little bit of a curve at the ends. So the hair in the back of her head is actually different looking than the hair from the front of her head, but I think that that's cool because it just gives her a more personalized look, and you know, it's unique for this doll. So that's something about the hair you guys should know. If you're one of those people who likes to keep the doll in the exact same condition she came in, she will not look like my doll. She is a full body vinyl doll, which means that there is no cloth or soft material on her anywhere. A hard vinyl doll. She's not like a reborn doll that's squishy. And this is her body. She's got a full chest plate, which means, you know, it just goes from top to bottom. There's her neck. There's no crease or anything like that. You know, her head just goes right into her neck. Her neck goes right into her shoulder plate. And see, there's her shoulders. And then she's got like a chest. There's her body, her belly button. It goes straight down. And I'll try to do a video of the dolls undressed so you can actually get a look at what their bodies will look and feel like. Some people like the soft body dolls because they're like real huggable and you can cuddle with them, and that's also really cool. I like these full body vinyl dolls because it gives me so many options when I'm dressing them. Like I can put her in like a half shirt like this, and you know, her belly button is poking out, and it won't look in the pictures like, oh, it's a doll's body. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can put her in like short sleeve stuff, a lot of dressing options. Of course, her knees, you know, you can see the joints in her knees when she's wearing shorts. If you don't like that look, then you can get capris and kind of just barely cover the tops of the knees, and you can still have a very realistic look that way. Or just put some stockings or leggings on the dolls. The doll next to her is going to be featured in another one of my videos, so please keep watching so you can learn more about her. Her legs bend so that she can sit, and all of the jointed dolls who are able to sit or stand, their legs bend differently. Some of them bend in a way that their legs actually like split like a V, like this. They're standing like this, and then it'll split like that when you sit them down. So like their legs are always open, which I don't particularly like that look. So with this doll, it's really cool because when she sits, her legs stay together. You know, they still stay together when she's bent them, and then you can bend her knees a little further too. So that gives her a more realistic look when she's sitting down. I don't know if anybody cares about that, but I'm very picky when it comes to dolls. So that's something I would have liked to know beforehand with some of my dolls that I've, you know, bought. Would I have still bought them knowing that? I would have, because I liked the way that they looked, but just as far as posing, it gives you different options. Something to keep in mind, how her legs bend when she sits, and you'll see in other videos when she is sitting down what I mean by that. She does have a manicure look to her nails. Here's her hands, and her wrist has joints in them so you can bend them. She's got like pudgy fingers. I noticed with the Monika Peter-Leicht dolls, they have much pudgier looking limbs. They're chunkier looking. It's cute, I guess, once they're dressed up. Personally, I think it doesn't look as realistic as the Levnik dolls, like this one here. And I just redid her hair. I didn't really change her clothes or anything. But yeah, but she's a Levnik doll, and her limbs are a lot different. Even her ball joints are a little bit different. And see what I mean by her hands? They're like longer and skinnier. And I actually compared her hand to my son's in my other video with her in it. Check out that video to see what I'm talking about as far as the hands are concerned, because my son's hands look like this. Yeah, so that's something interesting that I thought people would like to know. I did rename her. Her new name is Yue, and so anytime after this you see her featured in videos, that's how it will be labeled, Yue.